We want to talk Gonzaga and North Carolina. Gonzaga playing for its first national championship. The Tar Heels last season suffered a heartbreaking loss to Villanova. They've had 5 championships, the Tar Heels that is, and 11 appearances in the title game. But which team is hungrier? Do you think the Zags or the Tar Heels?
No, I mean, North Carolina's been there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were that close last year. I thought the end-all goal for Gonzaga was to get to a Final Four. That's why I felt like when this tournament started, no team had more pressure on them than Gonzaga to get to the Final Four. But now that they're at the Final Four, now I think the power of the pressure has switched over to North Carolina, because last year, North Carolina in the same exact spot. I personally feel like Gonzaga, they're playing with house money. They're playing against big, bad North Carolina. We're just a small little school up in Spokane, Washington, going up against a team that's played in the title game. How many times? 11 times? We're just up here just hanging out. Cool, we finally made it here. So for Roy Williams and that such a rich history of the Tar Heels, I've played in that gym, Laura, and when you walk in there, you don't notice the court, you don't notice the size, you don't notice anything about that gym but one thing. You look up in the rafters, and all you see is jerseys. And when you see number 23, when you see Michael Jeffrey Jordan's jersey up there, you know they can't retire numbers because they've had so many great players that literally there'd be no jerseys left. Against Gonzaga, who before this run of Matt Santangelo and Adam Morrison and what Mark Few's been able to do, Gonzaga was known for one thing: the school that John Stockton went to. That's all the only reason anyone even knows where Gonzaga is because of Stockton. And then they've gone on this magical run since the late 90s that's transcended time almost 20 years later. But, yeah, I think Gonzaga can play in this game like we got house money. And they match up very well against North Carolina. It's gonna be a great game.
With you. I do think the pressure's on UNC.
Right.
I mean, they were there. They have to win this game. If they don't, then
but isn't it weird that the pressure can shift? Like, I felt Gonzaga felt a lot of pressure. And watching them, especially against Northwestern in the second half, they were like, "Oh no, here we go again!" Like, oh, like it was.
I didn't feel that.
Oh, I did. Like when it was a 5-point game and a goaltending call would have made it a 3-point game. I felt like that was a game they easily could have lost to Northwestern. That goaltending is called. It's a 3-point game. There's 5 minutes left. They've lost all the momentum. Their confidence is shot. They changed to me when they beat West Virginia. When they knocked off West Virginia, I went, "All right, this is a different team." But if you look at the teams that they've beaten along the way, nobody really that good.
But you can't go an entire season and only lose one game
Agreed.
and say that.
Agreed.
I mean, that's a feat and an accomplishment in and of itself.
But they didn't play a gauntlet like North Carolina has. And even in the NCAA tournament, the highest seed or the lowest seed that they've played is West Virginia at a 4. You know, they played Xavier to get to the Final Four, and then you luck into playing South Carolina. So don't want to take anything away from them, but I feel like they're in a great position where they could just go out there, play pressure-free basketball because North Carolina is so close last year. They're the one that's in the hot seat.